Art students, Brian Proctor, the art teacher, back again, and right here is the finished product for today's lesson. And yeah, someone asked me could I do more of the kind of the 360 versions that I did from all angles, stuff from all angles, and I told them I plan on doing that, but I want to get some more of these out for you guys that are just still trying to get these positions and body structures right. So I kind of don't want to jump into drawing like this in all angles when some people are having trouble just to draw this. So I'm kind of starting out slow and then working my way up. But yes, I will eventually get to where I draw the picture and then I draw it from different angles. But you have to get the proportions right first, and you have to get your shapes right first and know how to stack them and so forth before we can get into that. But I will get into that, and then a little after that I'm going to get into some more comic related stuff for those who are putting comics together, putting your panels together, your angles, your expressions, and so forth and so on. So for now, let's get into this. Right off the bat, I start out with the speed drawing so that you guys can see it and see the process, and at the end of it I show you the slow drawing step by step so you can draw this whole thing. And I know because there's no clothes on this body, I'm going to get demonetized, but that's okay because it's about showing you guys so that you will be able to learn to draw in the future and to reach your goal as an artist. So yeah, I'll get the demonetization. I don't care. It's just about teaching you guys. All right, let's go. I'll get my blessing later. I'll get it later, but for now, let's get on with this video. right, here you have the final product. Now, the thighs got a little fat for me, but I mean, nothing wrong with a woman with big thighs. I kind of wanted it a little more slimmer, but it just, the old habits of drawing thick women just, came back around, came out. So anyway, this is more of or flying kind of floating kind of position. I said I want to do a lot more flying with some twists and turns into it. So this is more of your flying, and I wanted it to come out bigger. That's the thing that I've said. I wanted it to come out bigger. I started it out here, and I think my camera shut off, so I just started again. This one would have came out a little bigger, but I have this thing where I draw at a certain size, and if you're an artist, you probably tend to draw your stuff at a certain size as well, and may not know it or may not think about it until you hear me say this. But I can pull out all my pictures, and they're all kind of be generally the same size. I don't know why I do that, but I do that. So let me pull out another piece of paper and kind of show you how I went about doing this. It was kind of weird because I had to keep correcting stuff. So, ouch! I'm gonna leave it at this. Stub my toe, because I would say you can keep going until you make it better, or you can keep going until you make it worse. So, finding a blank piece of paper, let's see if I can recreate this. And if your body's too big, make the head a little bigger. Her head is big, just a tad bit for me, big, but it worked. Put some hair on it. It's all good. All right, so how did I do this? First of all, I did the torso. This was not one where you could do the K or the X. Almost did the kind of hourglass, but I did the torso because I wanted it to lean a little bit more. I kind of wanted to lean a lot more, but I was drawing slow, and I had to draw dark because you couldn't see in the beginning what I was doing. So this is why, when you draw loose like you don't care, it comes out better. So let me see if I can slide this over just a little bit more. So get some drawing room up in here. All right, so torso first. If I can draw it dark, you guys can see that. So I'm leaning this torso over, and I did the shoulders. I should have put a little more lean in it because the lean kind of disappeared. It disappeared. So anyway, torso, and then find that center line. And then I did kind of more of a house at the bottom. Bring that center line, where the center line at here. Then legs are simple, arms are simple. This is the hard part right here. So let's just say I put my head, usually doing a woman, I'll tend to put my head maybe second or third, because I need to know how big the body has to be compared to the head needs to be compared to the head. The head needs to be compared to the, okay, get it right. I'm cooking something, and I'm thinking about, do I need to take it out the oven? So yeah, you do your body, then you do your head, because if you do a small head, the body's too big, so you have to kind of get that head in there right. That way it determines your body. So I put her shoulder on one side and shoulder on the other side, and I tilted this up so I can find the shoulder, and I tilted this up because this arm is kind of like going back. So you tend to lift your shoulders when you throw your arm back. Arms are simple. The hard part is not making this so big. So this connects, here comes out, and it connects with the breast. You can do the same thing for the man as you do the man. Do this, but if the man's chest was here, the female is going to be just a little lower. So I know you can see that, but I really can't see that. There's a lot of glare. So let me do this, and then do this. And I didn't put a lot, I don't want to put a lot of detail into the breast because they're going to demonetize me, but that's okay. It's all about teaching you guys. It'll come back to me. My blessing will come back to me eventually. So we got the shoulder up here. And of course, this connects same way as a man. The arm is really simple, just cylinder. And as I stated before, I always put the hand, wherever I need the hand, I put the hand first. So if that hand is like right here, the rest is just kind of a given. It connects. It's going to connect. You have this, and then that, which is just connects. So as I said, the legs are simple. So you just kind of got to figure out. You got to know how the hip, this thing connects. So it's going to be up here and then down like that. And then this one was going down. And this one is going out and down. This one was bent. And depending on, let's use this little guy here. Depending on how I'm gonna say this, depending on how much is bent, and because if you sit down, if you get on your knees and you sit down, your butt is going to be on your heel. You're going to sit on your heel. So that it depends on the angle that you turn. Your drawing will kind of dictate where that heel is going to be. And I'm looking at it like my eyes are the camera. So it dictates where that heel is going to fall. Sometimes that heel it looks like it's going way back, and other times it looks like it's just like right there in the front. So it all depends on how you go with the angle of the drawing. So I have it like about right here, because this is in perspective. This little piece right here is going back in perspective, so it's not going to look like it's going way back to the buttocks. And then this one is just here, which is your basic, what is that? Is that your thigh? Yeah. And then this other one is just bent a little bit to give that flying kind of position. And keep the foot. And then this hand is just, this arm is just basic. So she's kind of like looking, maybe like she hovered up and then paused for a second and looking, and maybe could have saw some danger. Depends on the face, facial expression. It tells you, you know, what's going on, the tilt of the head and the facial expression and the hands. So it's the face and the hands that tell the story. Now, if I drew fists, that would mean like she's ready for battle. She stopped, she saw something, she's ready for battle, she's got a clenched fist. But when you open your hands like that, just kind of like relax, or maybe you shocked, like you're like, oh, you shocked and saw something. And then of course it's the head tilt, the head direction, and the expression on the face tells the story. So that's kind of a quick, weak drawing, but let me do my traditional cheap mess it up ink if I can get a good ink pen. And sometimes I do a little better when I ink it, because yeah, I don't care. It's one of those things. You don't care, it comes out a little better. And then again, it could come out just terrible. I'll just put the little puppet hand here. Bring that down some more. And of course, you know that breath comes up and it goes right into that delt here. And then so you have that right here. I don't know what that's got a name to it. It's your rib cage, but it's where your stomach is. And I forgot where I was going with that. So keep drawing. This part is going to stick out and then go back. This little piece right there, that little corner piece right here. You're going to have this come out and then go back in. Another thing is you don't want to give her a lot of lats. You got to kind of keep those lats small. That's where you lose your female lat, having big, thick lats. And then the buttocks, because that hip bone, it's got kind of like a butterfly shape. So if you're drawing detail, you're going to do this little dip here. But if not, you don't need to do that dip. Just keep it all smooth. So that leg is going to be like, actually going to be like this. But you don't have to draw this whole line, just kind of where the meat folds. Like your arm, if you do your underarm, you get the meat that tucks in like that. Same thing with the leg. And the crotch goes up. You have this, again, you have that bone. Actually, it comes to that one part of the bone, and then you have that meat that comes and takes over. I know you don't understand that because that was a Brian kind of thing. And then your knee, and then this could have came down a little bit more. But if you ever can't get that right, do your cylinder. Just draw your whole cylinder out. That way you'll see that it is going backwards or it's coming forward. So like if I did this one, this is why sometimes you'll see me do that, the ends. I'll do the ends of my wrist to let me know that, you know, this thing is going in that direction. Because you can always erase it. And then the foot. And then this foot, which was kind of like pointed down, almost kind of give you that flying position if it's pointed down. Come on, Brian. Forgot how to draw a foot? Yes, I did, just for some strange reason. And that's weird because there are days when you wake up and you try to draw something and you just can't, you cannot get it. You cannot get it. It's kind of like writer's block. I guess it's artist block, but just don't try to force it. Just call it a day. Or maybe it's your brain is saying, not today, Brian. I don't want to draw today. So just, you know, unless you got a deadline and you waited all week and it's due that day, then, you know, I feel sorry for you. But there are times when you have that brain freeze or that artist block, and it'll come back. Because just look at some of your other drawings. If you get all frustrated, like, I can't draw, you look at some of your other drawings and then say to yourself, yeah, I can draw. It's sleeping right now. Part of that brain just doesn't want to wake up and do what it's supposed to do. So, quick rough. Did I miss any points? More women, their collarbones, give me my pen back. Whereas a man's collarbone and a female's collarbone, man's collarbone is going to kind of go straight. Women are always going to have just a little bit more curve to it, just, you know, because they're slim shoulders. Whereas a man, you want that straightness because of that chest. So that's just something to think about. Their collarbones do tilt down a little bit more than a man's, who would go straight. So just something to take in consideration, because she's leaning a little bit, but not that much. If this was a man leaning that much, his head would be way down down here. So they're going to have a natural little bit of a lean. Yeah, that thing there going down. I'm hungry. I'm ready to take my stuff out the oven. So that's going to be it. Let me get this back out here. The final cover out here. As I said, I wanted it to cover the thing, but yeah, I screwed up on the first one, so I said, let me just redo it. But it came out. I'm happy with it. I can draw hair, a cape, or whatever. And yeah, I kind of want to make a copy of it and then add clothes and stuff. But that's my weakness of what kind of clothes to put on something, and then it takes me days to get that out, and I don't get these videos out. So I'm just going to keep on with my action poses, and then every now and then throw some other stuff in there, like one of my covers for my clown book. You can't understand that, but don't worry about it. I'm working on that too. I'll videotape that. So that's gonna be it. Kind of rambling. I will see you guys in the next video. And something I forgot? I don't think so. No, keep drawing, keep coming back, and I'll keep kicking at least 2 a week. At least